Welcome to Bolivia! We made it to our second stop. We are right near the Mirador volcano, very close to the border of Chile. And we stopped at this really cute little restaurant back here to grab some lunch. And we also had some tea that's made with a very special ingredient. So cocoa leaves are used in Bolivia for all kinds of different things. But one of the things that it's used for is altitude sickness. So we're at a much higher altitude here than we're accustomed to, for sure. And both of us have been feeling it a little bit, me a little bit, Darren a lot of it. So we both enjoyed some tea with the cocoa leaves. And then there was another type of herb that we also used that was supposed to help with headaches. So really cool natural remedies here in Bolivia to help with all kinds of different ailments. And I'm really hoping that, that those teas help us, because we have a full day ahead and several really big days that we definitely want to feel good for. So I'm excited. We're about to go check out the volcano.
Okay, so we made it to our first location. Right behind us, you can see this is the Cañapa volcano, and now we're standing in front of the lake of the same name.
And it has one of my favorite things in it. Turning around, turning around. Flamingos! Tons and tons of flamingos. This is totally giving me the vibes I had in Africa, except for we are so much closer to these flamingos than we were to those guys. So sweet. And if you listen, you hear all the noises they're making. It's really, really cute.
Yeah, this is a very high mountain lake. We're above 12,000 feet. As Nina said, I'm struggling quite a bit with the altitude today. And since we've been here, since we got into La Paz, and I am taking some medication, Diamox, and it's helped a little, but it's kicking my ass for most of today.
It's kicking your bleep.
It's kicking my ass, just to be frank, but I'm feeling a little better at the moment. I had some special tea at lunch that is
there's nothing weird in it. It's the cocoa leaves and those herbs that I was mentioning before.
It's from the coca plant.
But this is what like people native to the area do to prevent altitude sickness, and there's clearly some science behind it, because like, you know, they're all doing it and have been doing it for thousands of years.
And I plan on doing more of it later, hopefully from our hotel. But what's really great about this location is, you know, it's a very isolated lake. We are surrounded on 3 or 4 sides, all sides, by volcanoes, and all of them are all active. What is really also cool is we're the only people here. Literally
That's one of my favorite parts.
Yeah, there's nobody else here.
You know, I mean, and this is like a very popular part of the country to come to, but I just love that it's not touristy. Like, it's still very well preserved. You're just surrounded by nature. It's very peaceful, and it's absolutely spectacular. Everywhere you look, it's just the most gorgeous views. two named Lake Irionda, and it's named that because it kind of has a smell. It's a really gorgeous lake. It's stinky, right? So there's like these little buildings, these little huts or, you know, established buildings that you can actually stay in and stay by the lake. Some people opt to do that. It's absolutely beautiful here. More flamingos. We have more flamingos behind us. The lake itself is actually very cool looking and the views are incredible. It's a little bit windy up here. Huh? Looks like I'm having dinner alone tonight. I'm waiting for the guys to show up. They may have already been here and left, I'm not really sure, but Darren needs supplemental oxygen because he's suffering from altitude sickness. And unfortunately, he's not really sure how he's gonna handle being up at this altitude. So we got him some oxygen. Hopefully it helps him. And he's just gonna take it easy tonight. Hopefully he'll start feeling better tomorrow, but I feel so bad. The Diamox has really been helping me, and for some reason it's just really not been helping him. Some people are just really prone to, you know, not doing well during these high altitudes, and I think he just might be one of those people. I feel for him. I feel bad that I'm even having dinner without him, but, you know, he wanted me to come, so here I am. So this is where we are going to be staying tonight. This is the really pretty little restaurant, and as you can see, have an absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous view.
So obviously it's the sunrise, the day after our first day in the Bolivian desert. Here my voice is a little stressed. I can tell you that my ass got whooped by the elevation here. I was in bed for almost 12 hours after we got to our accommodations here last night. We're right around 14,000 feet, and coming from, you know, maybe 900 to 1,000 feet above sea level to this elevation is really rough. I had all the classic signs of elevation sickness. You know, nausea, wicked headache, tingling in my fingers, ringing in my ears, nausea, of course, if I didn't already say that. Loss of appetite. It was not fun. So once I got here, I just basically laid in bed and praying that all this would go away. Now, we are both taking Diamox to help with the elevation, and that just helps so much. But I do feel better this morning, but we are going to go down in elevation today, I think towards the salt flats and some hot springs. But now getting out here and seeing the terrain, it's spectacular. Our accommodations are nice. They're, for where we are in some serious desolate high altitude Bolivian desert, and it's spectacular. It's just a shame that I felt so bad that I couldn't do anything but lay in bed last night. I didn't have dinner. They brought dinner to me, but I couldn't eat. I was just too nauseous. They brought me supplemental oxygen that I had for a little bit, and that did help, but once it goes away, my symptoms came back pretty quick. So, you know, just is what it is. The only thing I can say is, if you know you're coming to high altitude, spend some time in some higher altitude before you come out here, or any other place that has a high altitude, because it can ruin your day. And you know, most of my day was okay, but I didn't feel well most of the day. from the time we left town and the train graveyard, I didn't feel that great, and my headache started pretty quick, and that's a bad thing, of course. Anyway, so we got a nice day coming up. I'm sure another exhilarating ride through the desert, and we'll share as much as we can, of course, and hope you guys enjoy. These little things are called biscaches. They're more on the rodent family, and they're obviously been fed because they're not scared of us at all. Comes one over here. Yeah, I see you too, buddy. Like a big kind of furry rabbit, but again in the rodent family. Yep, they have a long tail here. Hey, partner. Bite my ankle.
And now I'm like, I want to have a rabies vaccine.
Hey. So this little stop we stopped at here is called Stone Tree. These rock outcroppings are sort of dotting the desert floor. Yeah, it's a very cool area. Spectacular scenery. Man, it is desolate, but it's beautiful. Really beautiful. So this is really cool. You can see where this big piece here perfectly broke off from this piece at some point. So here's the seam or the crack, and then there's where it used to be. It fit right in there perfectly.
Está buena. The perfect part.
Yeah, so for which this area is called, it's called Stone Tree, and this is the Stone Tree.
All right, so we have made it to our next stop today. It's the Laguna Colorada, otherwise known as the Red Lake. And as you can see, there's this gorgeous red hue, and of course the flamingos. We've got more flamingos this morning.
It's kind of brown this morning. more than red.
Brown.
It's kind of brown.
It's not brown.
It's like Georgia red clay brown this morning. And volcano. Our guide Alex just reminded us that we're above 14,000 feet for this lake. It's no wonder we're still sucking for air and our fingertips are tingling.
So this is more like a pink.
Okay, so this is stop number 2?
3.
3.
This is actually very cool. The land is so many different swirls of colors, and the fact that this site is here makes perfect sense because we're just totally surrounded by volcanoes. Like everywhere you look, there's volcanoes. So totally doesn't surprise me at all that this is here, but it's really cool. I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like this since I went to Costa Rica like 20 years ago.
I have not seen anything like this, so it's really a treat for me. And you know, we got the brown mud here in front of us,
Yeah.
the gray right behind us. This is really cool.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting to see something like this. So there are geothermal sites all across the valley, and actually up on the hill too. So it's really cool actually. Yeah, this is really cool. Yep, a little more of a white color here.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's not
Aggressive. Okay, so we just love this spot. I mean, it's absolutely stunning. The colors, they like almost don't look real. This whole area just looks like it's painted. And we were telling our guide Alex that, you know, this is like the whole reason that we're doing what we're doing. Why we decided to like leave our life behind and start this channel and explore the world, because we understand that this planet we live on is truly spectacular, and there are so many things outside of where we live that are so fascinating and so beautiful, and we just wanted to be able to see as much of it and experience as much as we possibly could in this short time we have on Earth. And days like today are the reason that we decided to start this channel and hopefully bring these beautiful parts of the world to all of you, and maybe give you something to look forward to as well. You know, maybe you didn't know something like this existed here, and now maybe Bolivia goes on your bucket list too.
Okay, so we've made it to Laguna Verde, which if you reference your Spanish means yellow lake.
No, it's the Green Lake, obviously.
Just keeping you on your toes. Its backdrop is one of Bolivia's tallest volcanoes, and really spectacular one at that.
Yeah, the pictures don't do this place justice. Like, we're driving and I see this volcano, I'm like, that looks familiar. And now I know why. It's because I saw it in connection with this lake. And the water from the minerals is just this stunning shade of, I'm gonna call it more of like an aquamarine. I haven't seen anything like it. I really haven't. It's gorgeous.
Let me flip this around so you can see it here.
So we just finished lunch here at our final stop for today. We're in this absolutely gorgeous place right next to a lake. I believe it's called Paqueles, still in the Eduardo Alvaroa National Park. Well, reserve. It's not a national park, but it's a reserve. And then this is what I'm looking at right now. And I don't think I'm lying when I say that everywhere we've gone since we've been here has been just absolutely breathtaking. Like, I don't think that I knew that Bolivia looked like this. Not at all. We are in the Andes mountain range right now. We're currently at about 14,000 feet, but as Darren has expressed, like, we've gone as high as over 16,000 feet today. And getting to spend the last couple days in the Andes has really been a magical experience for us. And I'm so glad that we opted to do the tour that we did. So the whole purpose of coming over here was to visit the salt flats, but we opted to do a 3-day tour. And with the 3-day tour versus like the 1-day tour that just goes to the salt flats in a uni, we get to take in all these other beautiful landscapes, all this additional wildlife, and I'm so glad that we did that extended tour. So just wanted to share with you kind of how I'm feeling right now, and the gratitude I have for the fact that we've been given this opportunity to live this life. Because I know that not everybody can, and it really has been like a dream come true. I mean, we couldn't until recently. We wanted to, but just, you know, things had to be exactly right for us to make the moves that we did. And I'm just so glad that we took the chance that we did to leave what we did behind and start this chapter of our lives together, because moments like this, you just can't beat them.